That Bruce Fein letter, it puts Nigerian justice system on trial. That Bruce Fein letter. A single letter from America has shaken the walls of Nigeria's judiciary. This is not just another court drama. This is a mirror held up to our justice system. This is a letter from Nnamdi Kanu's international counsel, Bruce Fein, that has put the Nigerian government and its courts under global watch. I don't think Nnamdi Kanu's trial is just about Nigeria, even though it is not televised. The whole world is following court sittings after court sittings, and even what happens when the legal team goes to visit him. The whole world is being briefed along. So, according to reports from Daily Post Nigeria, Bruce Fein, the international counsel for Nnamdi Kanu, wrote directly to Justice James Omotosho, the judge who is handling Nnamdi Kanu's trial. In his letter, Bruce Fein didn't beg or plead. So it wasn't like, please, no. He made demand. He demanded that the court dismiss all charges against Nnamdi Kanu. And according to him, according to the letter, it's not based on emotions, but on the law of jurisdiction. He said the court has no right to try a man who was kidnapped from Kenya and brought to Nigeria through what he called extraordinary rendition. Now, a lot of people have been hearing this extraordinary rendition. What does it mean, actually? What does it mean? The first time I heard it was from Aloy Ejimako, and I saw some TV hosts talking about it. They are laughing as if maybe they too have not heard about it that particular time. But for you who don't understand what it means, extraordinary rendition means taking someone from one country to another without following proper legal procedures, without court orders, without extradition treaties. There are rules for taking people from one country to another. Yes. And you know what's funny? Buhari's government is something else. You remember, it was alleged while Buhari was a military government of Nigeria, during the time of the Umaru Diko and the rest of them, we heard he was put in a crate, maybe to come and face corruption charges in Nigeria, and was stopped. That is what we had, allegedly. Buhari can do anything. It was during Buhari's reign that Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. So such kidnap, not following a legal procedure, normally if you want to extradite somebody, the court will have to, the person will be tried. There is something like an extradition trial for that to happen. But nothing happened. Maybe at the end, Nnamdi Kanu will later tell us exactly how it went. But we all had it was a kidnap. So when proper procedures, legal procedures are not followed, it is seen as extraordinary rendition. So in Kanu's case, his lawyers say he was abducted in Kenya and flown to Nigeria secretly. That act alone, they argue, violated both Kenyan sovereignty and international law. As at that time, we had some Kenya people facilitated it. But it's quite sad. It's an insult to Kenyan authorities. And I think just that what we are seeing nowadays, disrespect, disregard. If not, Kenya should have protested, taking somebody from their soil in that way. But perhaps the government at that time supported it and were, maybe they were part of it. I don't know. So, Bruce Fein's question to Justice Omotosho is simple. If Nigeria broke the law to bring Kanu here, how can the same Nigerian claim to judge him by that law. You know, that renditioning destroys so many things. Yeah. It destroys so many things. Meanwhile, let's get to why jurisdiction is everything. We are learning legal terms today. In law, jurisdiction means power. Jurisdiction means power. A court can only judge when it has legal power over the person and the case. Remember what I told you in the beginning? Bruce Fein's letter, that particular letter. So a court can only judge when it has the legal power over the person and the case. And that is why you hear you don't have any jurisdiction to try him. It means you don't have any power. So when you see jurisdiction, it's a legal term. Substitute it for power. So when you hear you don't have the jurisdiction to try this person, you don't have the power. So jurisdiction, like I said, means power. A court can only judge when it has legal power over the person and the case. So in this case, Bruce Fein is trying to tell Justice Omotosho and whoever, you guys do not have the power to try him. You don't have the jurisdiction. You don't have the power. Whichever one you want to use. You can use power for easy understanding. So if the way the accused was brought to court was illegal, that court automatically loses its moral and legal power to continue. So Bruce Fein is not just arguing about technicalities. He's reminding Nigeria that you cannot benefit from your own wrongdoing. Yes, you cannot benefit from your own wrongdoing. You cannot kidnap a man and then say you are giving him fair trial. For kidnapping him, things have gone wrong already. Something is wrong. You cannot kidnap a man and still give him fair trial. By kidnapping him, you have ulterior motive. The trial cannot be fair. Hey! Bruce Fein agasanda. So, Bruce Fein is not an ordinary lawyer. He's a respected constitutional attorney in the United States. He's known for human rights advocacy. His letter was not only addressed to Justice Omotosho, it was written for the world to see. And the world is seeing, and the world has been seeing. He's saying, Nigeria's judiciary is handling a man who was illegally taken across borders. Hell, you know, this Nnamdi Kanu's case is now more than a local case. It's a global human rights question. And once again, Nigeria's image is on the trial before the world, in case you don't know. If I name image in Nigeria, unless Nigeria will make things straight. So there is a heavy burden now on Justice Omotosho. Yes. Justice Omotosho is like the fourth judge, I think so. I don't know whether it's the fourth, to judge Nnamdi Kanu's case. The judges before him, or the judge before him, stepped aside for one reason or the other, or another. Now, the spotlight is on him, with pressure from the Nigerian state on one hand and a global legal community on the other. Bruce Fein's letter puts him in a difficult position, sincerely. If he listens, he might anger the powers that be, the ones who are telling him, the ones who did the kidnap, who are telling him, continue. Now, if he ignores, he might destroy public confidence in the judiciary. Yes. So which one will he choose? One decision could define his legacy and Nigeria's legal history. Things must be corrected. You must not continue a case on illegality. And by the way, let's not pretend that this case is purely legal. it is also political. Yeah. The Buhari's government began this prosecution, but the Tinubu administration inherited it. Like I told you, it was during Buhari's time that he was kidnapped. But, he's still in detention while Tinubu entered. So Tinubu's government inherited it. So many Nigerians are asking, does the current government even want this case to end? Even not for this reason of that he did this and that, it was illegal rendition. For the sake of that, the Southeast is boiling, is heated because of this particular thing. Does the Nigerian government want this case to end? What is their plan? Or is it being kept alive? That's the case. So, as a political bargaining chip, something to use when convenient and delay when comfortable. Something that could be employed during 2027 election. What is their plan? Sincerely, let me tell you, Bruce Fein's letter cornered the Nigerian system. Sincerely. Because continuing the trial now could mean ignoring international law, while stopping it could appear like surrendering to pressure. But stopping it is the best, if I were to advise. Yes, some people in Nigeria will be displeased. Those who are wanting it to continue, they could be displeased. But then, the best thing is to do the right thing. That illegal renditioning, extraordinary renditioning destroyed so many things for the prosecution. Now, beyond the courtroom, this letter from Bruce Fein forces Nigeria to look in the mirror. What kind of justice system do we truly have? Can a country that breaks the law to bring someone in really say it stands for justice? Because you hear them, we want justice, justice, justice. When courts become tools of politics, the people lost faith in that court. And when the faith in justice dies, peace soon follows. Peace will die. Because you're on manke election, everything. The judiciary should make their way straight. People are losing trust in them. They have failed Nigeria so many ways. Across Nigeria and the diaspora, reactions have been strong. Supporters of Kanu say Bruce Fein's letter is a game changer, a sign that truth will prevail. But critics say it is a delay tactics. But neutral minds see a deeper issue, the rule of law. Because whether you support Kanu or not, this question remains. If the government can break the law for one man today, who will they break it for tomorrow? A particular Enugu air that I know will tell you, Nyemachanya, Nyemachanya. So what happens next? 3 possibilities. Listen carefully. 3 possibilities. 1, the court agrees with Fein, that's Bruce Fein. The case ends and Kanu walks free. 2, the judge ignores the letter. The trial continues and public doubt. Amid public doubt. Now, number 3, the court reopens the jurisdiction debate, delaying everything again. These are the 3 possibilities. Whichever way it goes, the reputation of Nigeria's judiciary is now part of the story. At this point, it is no longer about Nnamdi Kanu. It is about the principle that holds every nation together. And that principle, justice. You cannot enforce peace by breaking the law. You cannot claim justice by violating human rights. The world is watching and history is recording. History has its own cassette, memory card, recording. So whether Kanu wins or loses, The question remains, did Nigeria's judiciary pass its own test of justice? That is the question. Dear viewers, this is time to think deeply, not just as supporters of or critics, but as citizens. If Nigeria wants to be respected globally, it must first respect its own laws. Please share this video, start a conversation, because the trial may be about one man, but the verdict is about the nation. This analysis by IGBO AREA TV is based on publicly available information and does not represent a legal verdict or judicial opinion. Our goal is to promote public understanding, accountability, and respect for justice.